wait a minute. Hold the damn phone.
I know where you're going.
Was what Becky said anywhere even close to MJF saying that Mark Briscoe should have died in a car crash instead of his brother?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the Takedown on SI Discussions. We're back for another round. I'm Zack Heydorn. That's Rick Ucchino. Rick, what's up, dude?
Oh, you know, it's a busy weekend. Obviously, we got Clash in Paris coming up on Sunday. We got interviews that are dropping left and right here on the channel. We just had one with Uncle Howdy that debuted this week. Yours is still available with Will Ospreay. I guess
kind of.
Yeah, but Will Ospreay ahead of Forbidden Door last weekend. And we have our Clash in Paris prediction show that dropped on Friday afternoon. My conversation, the first half of it anyway, because she gave me so much quality stuff that I had to split it up into two pieces. The first half of that is now available with Nikki Bella, as who I spoke to this week. That's up on the Takedown on SI, our actual main website. So make sure to check that out. And the rest of that's going to drop on Sunday. But of course, it's Saturday, so it's time for a little discussion about something that honestly has been stuck in my craw for a week now. And like I've had to go around and ask people I trust, like, do I have rose-colored glasses on in this situation, or am I taking crazy pills, or is what Becky Lynch said on Raw this past Monday really that bad? And the general consensus here, Zach, that I've gotten is I'm not crazy and I don't have on rose-colored glasses. I'm interested to see what you have to say about this, because this all stemmed from Becky on Monday night in the ring, cutting her promo with Nikki, and they were in Manchester, England?
Manchester, England. Yep.
Yeah.
Or Birmingham or Manchester?
Yeah, Birmingham. Excuse me. They were in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So they were in Birmingham, UK, the birthplace of Ozzy Osbourne, and in a heel move, got some relatively cheap, but still some heat from the crowd by saying that Ozzy was the only good thing to ever come out of the city, and that he had the good sense to move to a real city in Los Angeles once he had the opportunity to do so. And she said, "Hey, look, if I lived in Birmingham, I'd die too." And that was the big line that burned everybody. And then you had Kelly Osbourne come out the next morning, and she was all pissed off about, Becky invoking her father's name to cut a promo. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Kelly was wrong in any way, shape, or form. When you're in that situation, that close to your father's passing, you're not really in the right state of mind. I remember sitting in a room at an AEW press conference with Christian Cage when he asked how everybody's fathers were doing a month or two after mine had just passed. And I remember feeling a certain way at that time. So I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to fault, Kelly at all for anything that she said or she felt about this. And maybe the only thing I can understand is the timing of it, maybe a little too close to comfort for some people to even mention Ozzy Osbourne on WWE programming. But it's not like she insulted him. It's not like she desecrated his legacy in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, she was complimentary of Ozzy Osbourne. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at some of the backlash on this. And then we get that report from Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, and they're dumping all over the promo and saying Becky's heel character sucks and this, that, and the other thing. And look, that they're allowed to think what they want to think. Wrestling's subjective, right? So if they're not digging it, they're not digging it. Fine, whatever. But Alvarez comes out and says that WWE was embarrassed by the promo and that they would be seeking either a public or private apology. Zach, where do you come down on that? That's the big question. Should WWE be embarrassed by Becky's promo, and should they apologize to the Osbourne family for it?
No, 100% no. This is an easy one. This is an easy one. Like, first of all, for the WWE, right, to have to apologize, if they were to apologize for something like this, it would mean that they didn't necessarily have say in what Becky was going to say. And look, they don't have carte blanche over everybody, but we all know the WWE promos are heavy scripted. Stars that they trust can, go this way or go that way.
And they got a little bit more leeway.
I would assume leeway, but they know what's coming. They know what's coming. And so I just don't fundamentally just buy the argument that, oh, they were totally thrown off guard by this. Don't buy that. Also, Becky's being a heel, man. If heels healing on the hometown that they're in was never a thing, all right, maybe she took it too far, but that is so a thing no matter where it is. UK, United States, Australia, doesn't matter. That's a tried and true tradition with heels in pro wrestling going back to the 1950s. So this is Becky being a good heel. She put over Ozzy. Yeah, she kind of buried Birmingham, but that's the point, and
what you do,
that's good.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, really? Like, they should be embarrassed by this, and somehow there are people who think Becky crossed the line with this. Again, if it's the timing of the matter, okay, that's one argument. But let me ask you
Birmingham like every other week.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, though, Zach. Is what Becky said, and again, if you break down Becky's promo, all she did was say Ozzy was great. He moved from Birmingham to Los Angeles,
which is smart,
and he's no longer alive. Like, all she said were facts. That's it. Like, she said literal facts, and her inflection and the bearing of the city where he was born made it a heel promo. It was such a nothing burger of a controversy that I can't believe that people were jumping on this. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, well, wait a minute. Hold the damn phone.
I know where you're going.
Was what Becky said anywhere even close to MJF saying that Mark Briscoe should have died in a car crash instead of his brother? Is it anything close to MJF going all in on Brian Pillman and his family in front of Brian Jr. in his hometown of Cincinnati? I was front row for that one. Is it any worse? Is it anywhere close?
Or any of the Christian stuff? Like,
Christian just this week.
Just
this week called, who was it? It wasn't Cash's dead father a bitch and got cheered for it.
Yeah.
Cheered for it. What are we doing? Why is it such a controversy? Like, I don't want to be this guy who's coming out here and saying, oh, the only reason it's a controversy is because Becky's a woman, but I gotta wonder if that's it. Is that it?
I mean, I think that's part of it.
The only difference I see is, one, the company in which the line was said, and two, who the talent is that said. That's the only differences, in my opinion. Because Becky's comment, way milder than anything that MJF or Christian have thrown out on AEW TV. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I watch, Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer on a regular basis. I don't know if that same energy was there from them when MJF said what he said, or any of the times Christian did what he did. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, they're only saying this now because it's WWE and it's because it's Becky. Take them out of it. I'm only using them because they're the one that says WWE should be embarrassed by it. But I mean, if you have a problem with Becky Lynch's promo and not anything that MJF have said, and not anything that Christian has said, or any of the other, just sticking the toe over the line comments that have been said in AEW or in WWE in the past, but you have a problem with this one. I am left to ask why, because there are not that many differences in the approach and what was said, other than company and talent who crossed the line instead of the other talent and company who crossed the line.
I mean, I can, if you ask me like, hey, make an argument for why that was, off-putting, you could like say that, oh, WWE doesn't go there that much with that. AEW does. It's kind of like in the DNA. They've gone there before and WWE hasn't, but the reality is WWE has gone there. They've gone there a lot. They heel on towns all the time. Whether it's making fun of sports teams or something else, they regularly do this. So I wish I could sit here for you guys and go, I understand, what you're saying. And yes, it was soon, but this is pro wrestling. And this, again, she was not burying Ozzy or putting him down or his contributions to the music industry or his
or WWE. Anything.
WWE, none of that. It was
come close.
All Birmingham.
Trying to dunk on Ozzy's legacy at all.
Right.
Which you can't. That would have been dumb of her to do. Yeah. You can't sit here and she didn't call him overrated. She didn't say this, that, or the other thing. She literally just said the man recently passed and his hometown sucks. But he was cool.
This is the same company, man, that did the, for Randy and Ray, Eddie's in hell thing. Like, once you go there, this is nothing compared to that.
And how often do critics of WWE wish that they'd be a little edgier?
Right.
I mean, wasn't that the whole point of the Netflix era is, oh, here we go. We're going to get edgier content. We're going to say some swear words now. And we're going to be, it's not going to be PG all the time. Wasn't that the entire point?
Yeah.
Of behind the Netflix move and the excitement that fans had about it. Yeah. I didn't see anything wrong with this. And I'm not going to sit here and say if you felt like there was something wrong with it that you're wrong. I'm just genuinely curious what your issue with it was. And did you also have an issue with what MJF said to Mark Briscoe, with what MJF said to Brian Pillman Jr., with what Christian has said to literally anybody with a dead father?
To everybody.
I mean, entire Christian Nick Wayne storyline is so screwed up in context. It's offensive from start to finish. But hey, no problems, right? I mean, I'm curious. Please sound off in the comments. I'm very I was so hesitant to say anything on social media because I don't try to be controversial and I don't try to piss people off. And I don't need that kind of aggravation on my timeline. So I'm like, it's a little fresh. I don't really want to dive into this online and then have to get in some kind of Twitter war with somebody where I'm constantly texting. So here on this video, on the comment section, if you had a problem with it, I'm genuinely curious. I'm open to lines of communication here. If you had a problem with it, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know why you had a problem with it and why or why not you were cool with what AEW did. Because I don't see any difference. As a matter of fact, I think AEW went way further than what he did.
It's going to be tough to convince me, but I'm here to be convinced. So drop your comments in and like this video and go check out the other stuff that Rick mentioned at the beginning. We got a Will Ospreay interview, Uncle Howdy interview, Nikki Bella is going up, and another part.
How about, by the way, actually seeing Bo Dallas in person on SmackDown this week? That's interesting.
Pretty wild.
If they're actually gonna have him kind of go back and forth like Bray did, I'm interested. I've been very intrigued by what they've been doing with the Wyatt Six, having Nikki and Eric and all the other guys, Joe Gacy and whatnot, just kind of patrolling around behind the scenes, stalking people. I'm very intrigued by what they're doing with the Wyatt Six on SmackDown right now.
Maybe that's next week's topic.
Maybe.
That's a tease, folks. That's a tease. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy Clash in Paris. Check out the preview show. And we will catch you guys next time right here on Discussions and Takedown on SI. See ya.
Like, share, and subscribe.